Good Friday morning. Yes, we've made it to Friday, and it is looking like a cheery day. Now, I will say this. It is the coldest morning of the season so far. We've been dealing with the coldest temperatures since, well, going back to April and May of earlier this year. We're talking mid-20s in most spots. But as time-lapse, you see all the beautiful sunshine with our Gwaltney Group camera from CC Heights. There is the heart of Rochester on a bright and sun-filled, very cheery Friday, and a beautiful array of colors in Lake City. Here is our Gwaltney Group camera from Lake City, the Pearl of the Lake camera. And boy, I love that shot. Look at the shoreline there of Lake Pepin and the beautiful color of the trees. Traffic not at all having any issues with today's weather. I suppose if you take scraping the windshield out of the equation, that was probably the biggest nuisance of the weather so far today, having to deal with the frosty start to the day. By far the frostiest, coldest day we've had so far this season. Not strange, though. I mean, it is late October. You can expect this every so often. This is not unusual. What will be unusual is the number of days in the next week or so that are so much below the seasonal average. We have some big changes ahead. But today, the promise of a slightly warmer day is with us, at least for our Friday, as we wrap up the work week with a lot of sun and the possibility of 50s. Now, it's been a while since we've been as warm as 50. That goes back to Monday. We had 57 for high on Monday, and since then it's been rather chilly. And this morning, the culmination of that big cool down, yes, this high pressure, this cold air mass in place. And look at all that frost. This is looking live right now from 8:47 this morning. Our Gwaltney Group camera from Signal Hill in northwest Rochester. And look at all the frost in the grass, frost in the rooftops. If you look closely enough, I think you'd see frost in some of those, some of the car windows out there as well. A lot of that, but the sky ahead is blue, and it looks like a beautiful day. Once we get a little warmer, it'll be even better. 26 right now in Rochester. It's 30 in Winona, 27 in Mason City, and 32 in Dodge Center. From here, we're looking at some 50s, so there are changes ahead. But south winds on the light side so far, 8 miles per hour here in Rochester. That yields a wind chill of 18. Not much wind chill impact, thankfully. Not much wind thus far, but about at 10:30, 11, 12 o'clock today, we're going to start seeing those winds pick up just a little bit. Not a breezy day per se, but a little breezier, and those southwest winds are going to make a big difference today. 18, the wind chill in Rochester. It's feeling like 20 in Mason City and 30 in Austin, so not much of a breeze, not much of a difference between that temperature and this wind chill in any given spot. Looking at the day planner, some sunshine, maybe a handful of fair weather clouds this afternoon. See those winds, 12, 15, 16 miles per hour. That's typical, but just a little more of a breeze. It may feel a little chilly at first, but eventually those winds will be feeling a little better once we get into the low 50s. Warmer than we will have been in about 4 days. Keep that in mind. Sunset 6:11. Satellite radar looking at all the beautiful, quiet weather that's taking place here under high pressure. There are showers way south of us with the separate storm system that will not impact us, but we are going to see high clouds to the northwest, some of those coming in, especially tomorrow, and that's with the cold front. We see that well to the west up in British Columbia and Washington State. That's a storm system that will traverse the Canadian prairies, moving through Saskatchewan, Manitoba, northwest Ontario, between tomorrow and Sunday. It's going to drag a cold front through our area and bring us changes, but bring snow way north of us and much more wind up north of us as well, outside the U.S. But that system's going to bring, well, eventually unleash some pretty cold air. Quick warm-up today, some sun through the weekend, and then that cool down. It really starts Sunday, but you really feel it Monday, especially when we don't even get to as warm as 40 for a high temperature. 26 right now in Rochester, 28 in Lincoln, Nebraska, 39 in Minot. Here is Futurecast. High pressure has been with us for the last day, and it will stick around for the rest of today. Behind it, more of a southerly and southwest wind. Looking ahead at tomorrow, breezy and mild temperatures in the low and mid-50s. A couple spots may even hit 57, 58 for high on Saturday, with just a few thin clouds tomorrow night. Sunday looks a little grayer. See the extra clouds coming in behind that front. It moves to the area right around 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. The snow showers that we're seeing to the west will stay mainly south of us through the heart of Iowa, moving into Illinois along that front. But what we will get out of that is a breezier, cooler day, and then Monday a separate system rides in behind that front and brings us maybe a few snowflakes Monday night. For Saturday night football, that's tomorrow night. We're looking at a quiet evening for football. Light winds. Winds will drop down from where they will be in the afternoon, around maybe 5 or 6 miles per hour. Temperatures mainly low 40s throughout the game tomorrow. as tomorrow night won't be as cold as last night was, or even tonight doesn't even look that cold for that matter. Not the 20s anyway. We won't see that again until the upcoming work week. But 51 today in Rochester, Austin 54. 50 in Preston, mostly sunny, southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Mainly clear and cold tonight, kind of a brisk breeze out of the south. That's going to keep temperatures just above freezing. And tomorrow, a little breezier, not overwhelming winds, maybe 20, 25 miles per hour with the peak gusts out of the south. 53 the high, 7-day forecast. Breezier on Sunday, maybe 20-mile-per-hour winds, but temperatures in the 40s throughout much of the day. Monday night into Tuesday, some very light snow showers, nothing to get worried about. That's just with the little clipper system that's going to graze us, but it's going to unleash some of that cold air. 30s for highs, 20s for lows. Halloween, a little recovery there. By then, we're talking temperatures around 40, and I'm hopeful that we'll see at least low 40s heading into next weekend, but not a lot of warmth. Even at that, the first weekend in November, typically, it would be right around 50 or even upper 40s. We're going to be struggling to get back to 40. So at the very most, or at the very least, maybe I should say, 10 degrees below the seasonal average, more often than not, 20 degrees or so below average for most of next week. In the meantime, enjoy today's beautiful sunshine, and today and tomorrow look great. Enjoy those 50s and all that beautiful foliage that's still out there. Fall colors are looking great right now. Have a great weekend, everybody.